It's been a long journey with them hobbits and dwarves and all these other little dirty ass people walking around, these other little dirty ass fantasy creatures. We are finally on the third movie. It opened up today already, as Martin said. It opened up this morning, right?
That's correct.
And I think people are just getting out just about now.
Yeah, right about now.
Yeah. And that was 12 hours ago. Yeah, I tell you, people walking out looking like Gandalf and shit. Damn, that's a long ass fucking movie. Shit. But we are at the end of it now. Smaug has been defeated, Martin, and the dwarves have finally reclaimed their mountain home of Eredor and all the gold that awaits them inside, Martin. Mm-hmm. Now that Thorin Oakenshield, the lead dwarf, the king dwarf, played by Richard Armitage, is king and has what he wants, he says to everybody, fuck all y'all.
This is my goal.
This is my goal. Y'all ain't getting shit. But Martin, with the people of Rivendell needing shelter because their homes were destroyed by the dragon, and the elves, they say, hey, man, they said, look, we got some shit in there too.
Right.
Hey.
That ain't all yours.
Yeah, that ain't all. Don't shut them doors yet. And finally the orc says, you know what, the hell with all y'all. We taking everything. Mm-hmm. We taking everything and we killing everybody in Middle Earth. It's going to be all ours. So Thorin's sitting in there in all his dishonor with his little greedy ass is about to cause one of the bloodiest wars, unnecessary death, all because of his sickness for material things of gold.
Gold fever.
Gold fever. And
he's like the prospectors of 1849.
Y'all ain't getting this shit. Fuck you. Fuck a Hobbit. It succeeds at finally feeling appropriate for this huge story that Peter Jackson was trying to tell.
Yeah.
This whole time.
Yeah.
I said, all right, now this feels like everybody is necessary. Mm-hmm. It also shows you how much this series as a whole, especially in this film, has failed to focus on this main character, the one the story is about, the Hobbit.
But I thought you got a lot more Bilbo this time than you did in the second movie. I was like, I don't even know why this is called The Hobbit. Because he is playing barely a role. He had a conversation with Smaug. Granted.
That was great, by the way.
Right.
Yeah.
But everything else was about everything but The Hobbit.
Thorin was the focus. And now Thorin, who's the center of this story right here, really the one who's the catalyst for this disaster that's about to happen. I'm like, okay, finally he seemed like he's appropriate here. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, all of a sudden, him and Bilbo have this relationship that doesn't seem genuine to me. There's no real emotion there. All of a sudden, Bilbo and Thorin are BFFs.
Yeah.
And throughout the movie, he's even telling Bilbo tries to sell it. You say, excuse me, Thorin, this is mama. Shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? He treats Bilbo like shit through this.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I told you to shut the fuck up. I was talking to Gandalf. You don't shut your fucking ass. Hey. He treats Bilbo like shit.
And it's always Gandalf who has to come in to tell Thorin, like, hey, man, you kind of talking bad about the Hobbit over here, and he was the one who saved y'all last time.
I like the way Gandalf is always there getting Bilbo's back because Gandalf always got that look. Hey, don't fuck with my Hobbit.
Right.
Now you keep fucking around. Thorin's the only one that'd be like, you lucky Gandalf. I heard that, Thorin. Back the fuck up. And Thorin, all of a sudden, they're friends here, and you don't feel like there was a genuine lead up to this relationship. There's always these scenes in the movie where Thorin's always pulling Bilbo aside, like that right here. He's like, yo, Bilbo, man, you see that shady motherfucker in the background back there? See, these motherfuckers plotting on me, man, but you my boy.
Right.
I know you got my back on this, right? So if some shit go down, all right, you got me, right? And Bilbo's like, man, you treated me like shit this whole time.
But sure, I guess.
Yeah.
He always complies. Bilbo is that loyal friend.
But notice Bilbo don't ever make eye contact. Bilbo's so bitched out about Thorin because every time Thorin comes up to like talk to Bilbo got that look where he can't look at me. He's like, yo, Bilbo, man, okay, man, wait, don't hit me. No, man, I ain't gonna hit you, man. Shit, I'm just telling you, man. Shit, some shit about to go down. I want to get your back, man. But it doesn't, and it's not just that they're confidants with each other. At least Thorin is a confidant in Bilbo. It's really like Bilbo is very emotional behind Thorin, and tears in it. I mean, it's almost like dwarf Stockholm syndrome.
Honestly, that moment, as much as you're right, there's not a real genuine lead up to it, but it's played out in a way that's probably the most touching moment in all three of the films.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just kind of like, wow, that like pulled something out of me, and I wasn't even believing it up to this point.
I never bought it. I just thought that Bilbo just was made to Thorin's prison bitch after a while. He just like, whatever you want, Thorin.
Like, no matter what, Bilbo always had sympathy for him.
Bilbo is somebody who is compassionate, and Bilbo is somebody, no matter what you do to him, he's going to try to see the best in everybody. And not only is he a good person, but by the end of this, he's discovered that he's braver than he is. And there are moments in this movie where that bravery comes out, and you're like, fuck yeah, go Bilbo. And you think, man, I wish I'd seen this more, especially since Bilbo, played by Martin Freeman, who makes such a great Bilbo, and Gandalf, Ian McKellen returning as Gandalf, since they have such a great relationship themselves, that's where I felt like the real emotion was.
My lord, dispatch this force to Ravenhill. The dwarves are about to be overrun. Thorin must be warned.
By all means, warn him. I've spent enough elvish blood in defense of this accursed
But
land.
fucking
No more.
That pretty motherfucker, I can't stand him, man.
I have such a love-hate for that character.
I'll go.
Fuck him, Gandalf, I'll go.
You'll never make it,
Why not?
because they will see you coming and kill you.
No, they won't. They won't see me.
It's out of the question. I won't allow it.
But tell me more.
To allow it, Gandalf.
You ain't my daddy.
Gandalf, no, he wants him to go.
Yeah. He's like,
he ain't put up that much of a fight.
Look at Bilbo right there. Gandalf is like, Bilbo, stop.
I can't allow you.
Yeah, Bilbo. Okay.
I tried to stop him. Y'all saw that, right?
And we're joking around, but you can really see that Gandalf has this love for Bilbo, and he loves Bilbo. Except right, he was looking at him like kind of like a child molester, but you could tell that he really has grown to care for this guy because he knew the potential. He's finally proud to see Bilbo reach that level of bravery and potential that he always knew was there, and that is what should have been explored here.
Say you were to watch these movies and you just didn't watch the second movie. And you see, you have a clear delineation of where Bilbo is when he starts, when all the dwarves show up.
I know what you're saying, man, but you telling me that it's there. I know it's there. I see it, but it's like me looking at somebody not growing with them, but looking at their baby pictures or something and looking at how they grow through stills. I don't feel like I got any real character growth through this.
Well, what I think happens all too often, at least with this movie series, is that we have that story, that basic Hobbit story that you read, you want to see, has the emotion, but then the movies focus too much on trying to be an adventure at the same time.
Yeah.
So there's too much adventure and too much action. But now, by this point, you got 5 armies. You got Luke
Evans.
Luke Evans
as Bard the Hunter.
Yeah, and like honestly, by the time they were like focusing on him and these humans, I was like, it's too much. Like, your boat is sinking. Throw some shit off.
The beginning of the movie, they're trying to do too much connection to the Lord of the Rings.
Right.
The end of the movie is nothing but battles, which by definition is a lot of CG and special effects. But there's that middle part where they're trying to negotiate and they're trying to like stop this battle from happening, and all the leaders are coming together and trying to tell each other, no one can agree on anything, but yet they still have one common enemy out there. It's not so political to where it's confusing and muddled. And what I was telling you about how Gandalf and this Elf King don't get along.
Oh yeah, nobody likes that Elf King.
No, that Elf King is a dick.
Yeah,
no one likes him. But it's fun to see that. That's what we're looking at these movies for. It's not about the action all the time. It's about the characters and the personalities that love each other and the personalities that clash with each other.
What do you think I'm trying to do?
I think you're trying to save your dwarvish friends, and I admire your loyalty to them.
They must have just legalized crack in Middle Earth because Gandalf is hitting that wooden dick right there. He's hitting that pipe hard. You see that shit? He is puffing the hell out that shit.
He is.
you know, you know what? That's how you know. That's how you know he hates that elf, because he's smoking like, let me smoke this shit before I slap this motherfucking.
Yeah, he's been a pain in everybody's side through this entire series.
And that is what I like about this, man. That's
no, all those moments are great. All that's great. Like I said, it's bloat, and it's a lot of it's action bloat. You got that scene with Galadriel and Gandalf and Saruman where they're fighting what will be the villains from the Lord of the Rings
That's
movies.
what I'm talking about.
And that comes out of nowhere and goes away.
This is really a love letter to the people who are Lord of the Rings fans. If you're a Hobbit fan, like that book, forget about it. I mean, maybe you like it, but people who love Lord of the Rings, this is a love letter to you. This is an extension of that. It's almost, and to me, it seems like it's just really crowbarring itself into that. They have one character in there that I do not understand at all. They got this dude, Alfred Lickspittle. And I forgot who the actor is, but he's one of the guys who was on the Council of Rivendell before it got attacked. And they don't really talk about him that much in the book. But here, they turn him into straight up cartoonish comedy relief. He's only stretching out with bad comedy relief. He's only stretching out a movie that's already too long.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, okay, this is why I liked him. Because everything they showed with the regular, normal humans was dull. He was the only one that was somewhat interesting. Because he was funny. I hated every time they focused on them.
Yeah.
And he kept me somewhat interested.
Maybe I just don't like him because when I look at him, he looks like that dude from Oasis.
Oh.
I forgot what, Liam Gallagher?
Yeah.
Who annoys the shit. He got that unibrow thing going on. And them crazy fish eyes that he got. I mean, look at that fool. Don't they look alike?
Yeah.
If you're a Lord of the Rings fan, and if you feel like you like this series right here and you love the special effects, then go see it. I mean, what am I going to tell you? I wouldn't even say go see it past the matinee. I understand that. I myself, from a storytelling standpoint, I'm giving this a rental because I think it finally shows us that it has missed the point the whole time. You had this one last time to get it right, and yet you just confirmed everything I felt about the last two movies, which is it's a simple story, and you made it more complicated and even missed the point of the main character throughout all three. That's how I feel about this. You looking at me like, motherfucker, you take that back. I love that Hobbit.
I agree with all your points. I just don't feel as strongly about them.
Okay.
And I, you know what? I live for what they got right. I thought this one got it more than the last one did. Mm-hmm. The actual battle that's on the field, I liked. The humans blew it. There's plenty of scenes, as we talked about, with too much bloat that gets away from what's needed. It just comes in at kind of a low matinee for me.
I'm not even looking for a director's cut. You already fucked this up as far as I'm concerned. You can't make nothing unless it's long. This should have been a 3-hour movie, one film.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, put all that together. I'm looking for that one little nerd who's sitting at home, who ain't got nothing else to do to make your fan cut of this.
Or maybe they can send it to Rankin Bass because they know how to do it.
Man, and that's what I was about to say. Let me bring this shit up right here. This will forever be the Hobbit to me. That animated cartoon Hobbit, man. This is the real Bilbo right here. That shit with that music, the greatest adventure is about. You got sing along with me, man. You got to shake yourself.
Oh yeah.
The greatest adventure is wild. I can't stop, Martin.